Hi, I'm Aaron Pitt and welcome to Zoom TV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. Today, I'm going to show you how you can get your car serviced and never have to see inside a service department again.
I'm introducing you to our 4th mobile service van.
And now people wouldn't have any excuse not to get their car serviced.
It's actually quite convenient and really we're adapting to the client's changing needs.
Dunko's back and today he checks out the tough Ford Ranger.
It took Ford just on 4 years to design this current Ranger, and they have done the business.
And our Esanda Celebrity Hitchhiker today is burn survivor Peter Hughes. Welcome to Zoom TV.
Now, if you've got a crew at work or at home and they need transport, what better way to get them around than in one of these, a crew cab. Now, the name says it all, and they are fast becoming Australia's favourite form of transportation. They not only look good, but they really fit the bill in nearly every situation. Today's crew cab, or dual cab as some call them, is Ford's top of the range, the Ranger Crew Cab XLT 4x4. Now, they are a good thing, but before we dissect it, with me is sales manager for John Hughes Ford, Paul Robinson. Paul, this is a pretty competitive segment of the market, and you're selling to tradespeople, but also more and more families.
Oh, definitely, yeah. This car here appeals to everyone. You've got the oldies, if you like, they're travelling around Australia. Young families, because they've got plenty of room in there, and yeah, definitely all the tradies, up to the mine sites, you name it, it's good for everything.
And I suppose they can tow a van pretty well too.
Yeah, they've got 3.5 tonne towing capacity, so yeah, perfect for that, perfect.
And nowadays they are looking much better than they were in the old days, aren't they? They've sort of got a bit of style about them.
Yeah, a bit of style, and the other thing about it as well is that they drive just like a normal car.
It took Ford just on 4 years to design this current Ranger, and they have done the business. They claim there is not a single screw or bolt in the new Ranger that can be found in its predecessor. With huge changes in mind to meet the market and for Australian conditions, they stiffened the chassis twice the amount of the old one just for starters. This vehicle is also taller, wider and longer. In the design process, Ford designers found that customers wanted their ute to have a truck look, so they came up with a masculine yet stylish vehicle. Now, under the bonnet is a 5-cylinder 3.2 Duratorque engine, and this is coupled to a 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed auto transmission. Now, the interior is outstanding because Ford have taken all the best bits from the competition and compiled them into this good-looking dash and surround. Now, safety is very important to Ford, and in this project they went through 900 simulated crashes and rode off 110 Ranger prototypes to ensure customer safety. Driving the Ranger is where it really comes into its own. It drives like a motor car and has an array of electronic safety equipment to keep you in control in any road conditions. If you're on tarmac and move onto gravel or dirt road, a simple switch changes the drive from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive, and incredibly, this can be done at 130 kilometres per hour. Plus, the Ranger has a whopping 3,500 kg towing capacity. Now, she has good off-road capabilities and a great ground clearance. In the back, it has 6 tie-down points and a 12-volt plug to plug in the Engel freezer. Also, a lockable tailgate. All these little things put the icing on the cake on the XLT Ranger. The Ranger is covered by Ford's fixed price servicing with 15,000 kilometre intervals. For more info on the mighty Ford, click on the Zoom TV and follow the links.
After the break, thanks to City Toyota, I'm going to show you an easy, hassle-free way to get your car serviced. And best of all, you won't have to leave your home or office. That's after the break on Zoom TV. Mr. Smith, how are you?
Good, Aaron, good.
Now what's going on? You've got me down here to the South Perth foreshore on a beautiful day with what looks like a brand new trade ute.
I'll be introducing you to our 4th mobile service van.
I was there when you introduced me to your first mobile service van, so it must be proving popular.
Yes, that's right, Aaron. So we've started off and we've actually grown that fleet quite significantly because of the demand of people wanting the mobile service.
And it's important that they get their car serviced.
That's right. So to maintain your warranty, we must service the car per the scheduled intervals. And these days, you've got a number of options. You can either traditionally come into our workshop and have that vehicle serviced. You can now come in and have a 1-hour express maintenance, so that's a 1-hour while you wait service. Or now we've got 4 vehicles on the road to come to you.
And now people wouldn't have any excuse not to get their car serviced.
It's actually quite convenient, and really we're adapting to the client's changing needs.
So on the way here, I just noticed the little service light come up on the RAV that you let us drive. So how about we put this guy through its paces and see if they can service the RAV in the car park over there.
The good thing is I brought a friendly technician along with me, so he might be able to help us, Aaron.
Well, hopefully he left his friendly FPOS machine back at work. What do you reckon?
Someone did ring ahead and say it's cash only for you.
Glenn, how are you?
Yeah, good, Aaron.
Now, you head up servicing at City Toyota.
Yes.
We've known each other for a while, so I trust you. I want you to tell me more about the service van.
Okay, so this is the latest addition to the fleet, Aaron. We've got 4 on the road now. Most of the metro areas are covered. They've got the latest equipment in them. They're fully stocked. We do it in your driveway, in your office. Doesn't matter. We'll come.
So it's really convenient, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about.
So what are you finding is popular with the service vans?
Your general routine services, your normal 6-monthly intervals, minor repairs, that sort of thing.
And I guess the best thing is you're getting to meet your service technician. There's no one in the middle, is there? So you can kind of find it exactly from them, watch what they're doing and interact a little bit.
Absolutely. People love it, and they can get to talk to the guy who's doing the service. You can sit in your lounge room and watch him do it in your driveway.
Okay, now how do I book?
Easy. 1300 City Toyota, give us a call or jump on the web, make a booking.
Roscoe, how are you?
Oh, good, thanks, Aaron.
Is it almost done yet or not?
It is almost done.
Okay, before you're done, I just want to ask you a few questions.
Not a problem.
Okay, do you find, as a service technician that's out there every day performing these mobile services, that you're able to perform to the same level and do the same job that you would inside the service department?
Absolutely. I find that everything that we need to carry out the services, we do have on board.
Now, Roscoe, the ute's not that big. You wouldn't have everything you need.
Well, each morning we come into work and we know what jobs we've got for the day, so we get all the parts that we need for that job, as well as a few extras just in case we encounter any sort of unforeseen items.
Okay, so a little bit of pre-planning.
Absolutely, it always helps.
Okay, now I pre-planned a coffee just over there, so when you're done, you reckon you could bring the keys over?
Absolutely.
Mate, customer service, City Toyota, you're number 1. Now, Wayne did tell you there's no cost in this, didn't he?
Oh, we'll see what we can do.
So when it comes to your next service or just a little bit of maintenance, make sure you think of the guys at City Toyota. Go to citytoyota.net.au or call 1300 City Toyota. Now here on Zoom TV, we love to explore things. We love to go behind the scenes with our sponsors and find out exactly what makes them tick, like we do with United Fuel Injection each and every week. We've taken you inside their operation, we've introduced you to their technical engineers, and we've also introduced you to their leaders of the different departments. Well, today, we thought we'd look at one of their customers' cars, and I'm joined by Matt, one of their leaders.
Aaron,
how are you,
how are you,
Matt?
buddy? Good,
Now,
thanks.
You had to do some alterations to this car for one of your clients.
We did. We've done a lot of modifications to this car to get it to the horsepower level that he asked me to get it to.
Okay, was that
And
the brief? You had to increase the horsepower?
We did. This is the second car we've done for the owner of this car, Joe Natoli. The last one we did was 200 rear wheel horsepower. He bought this car and came to me and said, Matt, I want 250.
Okay, how about you take me through, pop the bonnet and take me through some of the
Absolutely.
changes.
As you can, I mean, the scoop gives it away. There's something going on under there.
Whoa, you can see you've done something here, Matt.
Yeah, there's some nice shiny parts in there. I mean, obviously we started by doing a pre-dyno run. It made 110 horsepower at the back wheels. Our brief was 250, so we knew we had to do a lot of changes. So we took the inlet manifold off because it's inefficient for what we wanted. We fitted one of our custom inlet manifolds, custom Mitsubishi TD05 turbos, bigger fuel pump to supply the fuel for the amount of boost, the 28 pound that we're running through this system. And we also needed to fit a larger intercooler to deal with the extra heat load of the engine, the 28 pound of boost. It makes a lot of heat, so that's why the intercooler is so big to deal with it all.
Now, Matt, I bet if everyone at home is thinking what I'm thinking, bigger turbo, bigger diesel fuel pump, this must absolutely scull diesel now.
Absolutely not, Aaron. Because we've increased the engine's overall efficiency, essentially your bang for buck out of your diesel is better. So the fuel economy either stays the same or it's a little bit less.
Okay, so it doesn't have to work as hard.
No, absolutely not. The engine's doing what it's asked to do so much easier.
Now, you know I'd normally believe you, don't you?
Yeah.
And I'd normally take on everything you say and I'd go home and I'd be a smarter man for it.
Absolutely.
Well, today I've got the owner of this car sitting in there so I can ask him some questions.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you for your help.
No worries,
I'm
thanks
going
very
there
much.
and talk to Joe.
Thanks.
Joe,
Aaron,
how are you, mate? Good to meet you.
how are you?
How about you take me for a drive and we go through some of your changes to your car? What do you reckon?
Pleasure, jump in.
So Joe, one of the first thing I noticed is you must be into four-wheel driving because your car has been altered all over.
The car is set up for tough touring, a lot of tracks and forest work, as well as also getting out into the beach with the family and getting away for weekends.
Okay, is that what motivated you to do the alterations to the engine?
Yeah, sure, because the sand over here in Western Australia is very soft and you need that little bit of extra torque and that little bit of extra power to manoeuvre through the sand dunes and to get you out of trouble if you do come across it.
So Joe, you now have over 250 horsepower. How has that reflected on the economy?
Well, Aaron, the economy is now at such a point where we're getting an extra 100 kilometres out of every tank of fuel. We don't have to touch the throttle hardly as much as before because we're not sucking quite as much fuel as what was required in the original setup.
Awesome, thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
So there you have it, straight from a customer's mouth. Now, if you would like to add torque or efficiency to your four-wheel drive, make sure you drop in and see the professionals at United Fuel Injection. For more info, go to zoomtv.com.au and follow the links. After the break, thanks to Esanda, I'm in Sydney to visit AMR Mazda. That's coming up after the break on Zoom TV. You know, when it comes to shopping for something, I love a good haggle. I love the feeling of getting a great deal. But I've got friends that don't. So when they go shopping, they take their favourite wing shopper, someone that makes them feel that they got the best deal, especially when that something is a brand new car. Well, today, thanks to Esanda, I've come all the way over to New South Wales in busy Petersham to meet with the guys from AMR Mazda because apparently the rumour on the street is they will treat you like their very own family. So you can be sure with them, you are going to get the best deal. Hey Tony, how are you?
Good, Aaron.
Now, I've been looking forward to meeting you. I've heard that you treat everyone like family.
We do, because we run a family business, so we treat everybody like a family.
How did you start in the industry?
It started back in 1965 as a automotive engineer, and then 7 years later, in 1972, they offered me a Mazda franchise, and I took it on. But Mazda's always been a reliable motor vehicle, and it's been fantastic. It's been very, very good for me.
No, they are very popular in Australia. Would you know why that is?
I think because of the design, the look of the car, the reliable motor vehicle, people trust them.
Now, I'm willing to bet that you've got family members working for you.
We do. I have a son, I have 2 daughters as well, plus 2 son-in-laws as well.
I've got to ask you one last question. What does AMR stand for?
AMR stands for our initials. My initial is and my wife, which is Anthony and Maria Rosa, which we picked our first 3 initials, AMR Motors there.
So it's a true family business.
It is definitely a family business.
Okay, well, it's time for you to introduce me to, how about one of your son? I'd love to meet your son.
I'll introduce you to Luigi.
Okay. Now, you have to be Luigi.
I am.
I'm Aaron Pitt. How are you?
Pleased to meet you. I'm good, thanks.
Now, I've been talking to your father about the business, and I wanted to come and, I suppose, meet his son to find out if what he was telling me is exactly as I've heard it. He treats everyone like family.
That's true, he does. I'm one of 3 children, the last to join the business. I got a university degree as a civil engineer, worked for a construction company 8.5 years, and then joined the family business.
Now, people at home would be saying, why didn't he just evolve through the business? Why did you go outside?
Just wanted to experience working for someone else, away from the family umbrella, but then appreciate what it's like to be working part of a team.
Now, I've walked around. Everyone normally has a service department. I can't find yours.
I've got one as well. It's not here though. We'll have to take a drive to get there. but I'm willing to take you down there.
Now, when you buy off a mate, you expect them to be there should something go wrong. AMR Mazda pride themselves on after-sales support and guarantee should you need their help. All you have to do is give them a call. Wow, Luigi, I was not expecting from the front a workshop this big.
It's quite big, isn't it?
It is quite big. Now, I suppose from here you just do Mazda.
That's all. That's it, just Mazda.
Okay, so the best thing, I suppose, is the guys work on the same car, same model, same make every day.
Well, they're fully qualified factory techs, and all they live and breathe is Mazda. So they're the experts to look after our customers' cars.
Okay, well, you're doing a great job. Now, before I say goodbye to you, but thank you for having us.
Thank you.
What is your favourite model in the Mazda range?
RX-8.
There you go. There you go. I knew you were a classy guy. So if you're the kind of person that likes to go shopping with your family, buy off your friends and get advice from your mates, then AMR Mazda is the place for you. To find out more, go to amrmazda.com.au or follow the links from Zoom TV. Now, you would have seen it, me and Luigi would become friends. And I always borrow stuff off my mates. Peter Hughes, welcome to the back of the Zoomobile, mate. How are you?
Good, mate.
Now, Peter, you've got a very unfortunate story, but jumping to the end of it, I suppose you've also got a story that started off with a lot of unfortunate bad circumstances that you've turned into an amazing outcome for people. Obviously, people know you would know you from the Bali bombings and stuff like that, which was probably I couldn't imagine going through what you've gone through, but. To get to the happy side of the story, you've now got the Peter Hughes Foundation, which helps people burn victims and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it was bad over 9 years ago, to be there, but I guess good things come out of bad things, and I'm at a situation now where I'm back at work fully and the business is going well, and obviously having the foundation to come out of the Bali bombings is a good thing. Look, we're helping people with burns and associated burns, and we run these retreats, and it's a good thing.
But without upsetting you too much, to go back to I suppose the experience you went through, the question I'm trying to avoid is asking you about such a terrible memory.
Oh look, I think the overwhelming situation was the fact I was in Bali, and I was there with three of my very good friends, and we went out for dinner, and 5 minutes later after dinner we're saying where we're going, and we're going to go to the Surrey Club, and we ended up going to Paddy's, which was across the road. It was about 5 minutes past 11, and ordered our first drinks, and then it happened. And I was old enough to realise that what circumstance I was with, and I was very fortunate that my injuries, even though they were bad, they could carry me through circumstances that I never thought I'd get through. I thought I was pretty tough before the Bali bombings, but I honestly didn't realise how tough my body was. So I think mentally, you had to be pretty strong, and I think that's the thing that's come out of it 9 years later. Sometimes it just does my head in, and I think that's just the post-traumatic stress of it all. And obviously the trauma with all the burns and the cuts and trying to recover, I think that sometimes the mental side of things doesn't disappear, but you hold it back and you put the facade on, and when you go out, and sometimes you come home, you take it off, and that was a bit of a tough day to get through, but you know what? I said it back then, 9.5 years ago, that there were worse off people than me, and I still believe that till today.
At the moment, you've got a foundation now that does help people with burns. Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, look, it's called the Peter Hughes Burn Foundation. I took it over 2 years ago. I've realised that by helping one person, you're actually helping a lot of others, which means that that person might be burnt in that family, but you get burnt, the whole family gets burnt. They go through the same trauma. So we educate people. We do 3-day retreats. It starts on a Friday and it finishes on a Monday. And in that time, that 3 days, we get 20 people together from all over Australia, and they talk about their burns, and they might talk about what did you do, and how did you get over that one, and all that sort of stuff. And we do a little bit of counselling sessions. And
now, we're lucky enough on Zoom to have a great family of viewers at home that watch. Now, if they want to get involved in your foundation, how do they do that?
Oh, look, I think the best thing is to go to the foundation website, Peter Hughes Foundation, foundation.org.au.
Okay, well now it's time for the Esanda Fast 5. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay, what was the first car you ever owned?
EH Holden station wagon.
Bit of class, I like that. Now, what is your opinion of the worst car ever made and why?
HD Holden.
Oh really, there you go.
It always used to blow up. The radiator used to go all the time, and I think it was the fact I bought it for $500. But
Okay, now what is your opinion of the best car ever made and why?
best car ever made in the world at the moment has to be my car.
Okay.
I have an Audi A7.
Audi driver.
Yeah, and it's German made. It's diesel.
Okay, so that will also answer, I presume, the car that you drive now?
Yeah, I drive that car and love taking it for long drives. It's amazing. It just holds the road.
Okay, now here's probably a hard question. What would be your biggest fear?
I don't have a fear. My fear is myself. I'm a risk taker.
Okay.
And that's my problem.
Mr. Peter Hughes, thank you very much for coming on the show. You made me very, very proud to be Australian with your whole journey and everything you've been through. It's over, there is no cure. Now, the show's over, so if you want to know anything more, go to zoomtv.com.au, and while you're there, download our free iPhone app. It'll tell you when your next service is due, even your registration. Thank you very much for everyone that came on the show. Until next week, bye for now. Thanks for watching, and whatever you do that zooms, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.